Hey y'all, it's time for What Up Baltimore. Make sure you share the video. We're gonna be talking about reality show dating tonight. I don't know y'all. I ain't ready for that. Let's talk about it. Hey everybody. Welcome. Welcome. Hey, listen, y'all. Tonight we're gonna be talking about reality show dating. I said it's times that hard with people actually going on these reality shows and getting dates and talking to people. So we're gonna talk about it tonight because I want to find out would you do it. When I'm watching the shows, and those are the pretty much the only reality shows that I watch because I just have this love for watching people. I like to see how people interact, and I guess it's just that part of my brain that I like seeing that kind of stuff. But anyway, before we get started, y'all already know what you got to do. You need to share the show. Okay, you got to help me out. You got to share the show. I cannot start without sharing the show. But anyway, just want to say a couple of things while I am sharing the show because even though we're going to be talking about reality show dating, I just wanted to send my condolences out. Man, here in Baltimore, crime is it's crazy. It's just unbelievable how many people are being killed every single day. And most recently, I think it was last week while I was down in Florida, a 70-year-old woman was shot multiple times. Not only was she shot, her house was shot up. Like, it's just crazy. I don't understand what's going on. But anyway, I want to send my condolences to her family, and my understanding is that shortly after that, it was another lady. I think she was like 50 something. Don't quote me on the age, but I think it was like 50 something. She actually was shot as well. So it's like sometimes I feel like living in this city, man, you take a chance coming out the door every single day. So, like I tell people, if you make it back home, you better fall on your knees and pray and thank God that you made it back home because in this city, you don't always get to go out the door and come back home. It just don't work like that here. I don't understand what's going on, but I do want to start off by offering and sending my condolences, my prayers to the family who lost a loved one because like when I was growing up. People didn't kill, they didn't mess with like the senior citizens, they didn't kill the children and that kind of thing. But now, it's like anything goes. So that's why I say I be like, Lord, when I go out the door every day, I'm like, God, please protect me because you never know. Listen, you just never know. So that's why when y'all see me out here, I be living life to the fullest. You hear me? Because I said, when I leave this earth and they throw dirt on me, they gonna say Lady J looked like she had a good time because you just never know with all the craziness going on. So anyway, y'all, my condolences to the lady that was, I can't remember her name. Um, she lived on Queensbury Avenue in Baltimore. My condolences to her and anybody else who's dealing with death right now because it's just a really difficult time. And then we got the craziness going on over in Russia and Ukraine, and this is a crazy world. So anyway, tonight we're gonna have some fun, and I want to talk to y'all about reality dating because I don't really like reality shows, but there's three shows that I watch because I love to see the dynamics of people. I like to see how people. Actually, it's four shows. Actually, it's four because I just started watching this other show, and this is when I can watch a show because a lot of times I can't even, get a chance to even watch a show because I'm so busy. But y'all make sure y'all share the video. That's what I'm looking down doing while I'm talking to you. I'm sharing the video. So anyway, there's this show that's on now. Y'all know Tommy from Steve Harvey, nephew Tommy, right? So nephew Tommy has a show that's called Ready to Love, and Ready to Love comes on Friday nights. I'm not trying to give them any airtime because they don't need it from me. They got way more than I do. But anyway, they come on Friday nights. I don't know what time because I always get the replay. But anyway, this time they are in the DMV. They're in the Potomac. They're in Potomac, Maryland, and so they're actually. They have. I think they start off with like 10 or 12 people. It's like 6 ladies, 6 men, something like that. All professionals. Of course, they're all beautiful. Now, this is the one thing that I want to get on nephew Tommy about with his show because I've only seen out of all the seasons that he has, I've only seen 2 plus size women. So nephew Tommy, this is what I want to say to you. Every woman that comes on the show, like all of the women are beautiful. Yes, they are. But every woman that comes on the show, like, they just look like they stepped out of Vogue magazine and, really picturesque. And that's not really the the way things really are. You have plus size women out here. So I would love to see him have more plus size women because to me it's saying to people that um, plus size women aren't attractive. That's what I'm getting from it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm like I know that there are thousands of people who try out for this reality show Ready to Love, black women, and I know that there has to be some plus size women out there who are trying out. It has to be. So yeah, so anyway, they have the show that comes on, and so it starts off where everybody, it's like a meet and greet. Everybody gets to meet each other the first day of the show. I want to say show from what we see. First day of the show, everybody's meeting at normally a beautiful place like a mansion or somewhere, beach or whatever, and they get to meet each other. Everybody's all dressed up. They get to mingle. It's a meet and greet. You get to mingle. You get to talk to each other. You get to try to feel each other out to see if this is the person, if possibly there may be a connection in the room. And on the first show, there's always an elimination. Somebody has to go. And so, they choose, which woman or which man has to go. But then it starts to dwindle down where these people really start making connections and really getting into each other. And I just had a question because I'm like, they're not like in their 20s. I think the youngest person that I've seen on the show was the guy that his name was Wiley, I think, where they just eliminated him and he was 31 or 32. But the majority of the people are like 30s, 40s. The oldest person that I've seen on there, he was like 52. And so I love the show because I love the dynamics. I love the way I love to see people communicate. I think that's always the thing that pulls me into those type of reality shows versus watching Housewives and all this stuff where they yelling and screaming at each other. I like to see the dynamics of people and people talking to each other. So I love that show, and I just wanted to put the question out there. The numbers on the screen, if you want to call in. Would you go on a reality dating show? Me personally, I would not. I just wouldn't do it. So anyway, getting back to the show. So on the show, they get to and you can kiss as many people as you want to. It's an all black cast. You can kiss as many people as you want. Tommy always sets up dates for them to go on, and it's always a twist or spin. One show they had to go and meet their exes. They had to take their date, and they had to go and meet their ex's date, their date's ex. I think I had it right. They had to go meet their date's ex, and so that was funny. And they get to sit there and actually talk to, hey Joyce, they get to sit there and actually talk to the ex and find out what the person is like. And so that's one of the reality shows that I like. Another reality dating show that I like is Married at First Sight. I used to do the reviews for that, but I don't have time to do it anymore. But I love the show Married at First Sight. Now, this show trips me out because you have to really be a special person, okay? You have to be a special individual. And I'm just like, do people really want love that bad? So Married at First Sight is exactly what it is. You meet somebody and you meet the person at the altar. So before all of that, hey Tanika, so before anything happens, they go to different states. So I think now they're in Boston. And so they go to different states. And when they go to these states, they put it out there, that we're doing a casting call for Married at First Sight. So here's the thing about Married at First Sight. You have to um, go through a whole barrage of tests and questions and stuff because they want to make sure that, you're eligible to be on the show. Like you can't be married crazy and all of that. So they say, because they've had some crazy people on there. But anyway, so they go through all of that and then they go through their database and they match you with the person that they think you would be most compatible with. They normally get 6 couples. And then after they dwindle it down, and I mean, they have thousands. They said they've had like over 10,000 people coming through wanting to be on the show. So after they come through, they figure out, okay, which 6 people do we want? 3 women, 3 men. Which 6 do they want? And they must have been listening to me because they took my advice, because I told them I know that it was more African American people trying to be on that show, because I would see like all Caucasian people, then you see one black couple. I'm like, no, 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 let's do this the right way. Let's balance it out. So they must have heard me. So anyway, they bring the people in, and they go to their house. So Pastor Cal, um, um, Dr. Pepper, and I'm not saying in front of you, that's her name. Her name is Dr. Pepper. They actually go to the homes of the people to surprise them, and they say to them, guess what? You're getting married in 2 weeks. So within 2 weeks, these people have to tell their family members, mom, dad, sister, whoever, um, we need to sit down and talk. And so when they sit down and talk, they're like, I just wanted to tell you that I'm getting married. And mind you, the family already knows they're not seeing anybody, they're not dating anybody. So the family's like, what? So they're like, I just wanted to tell you that I'm getting married. And everybody's like, what? And they're like, I'm getting married in 2 weeks. What? Not only that, they start telling the parents, I'm getting married to a stranger. What? So this is how it all starts off. It starts off with them telling the family, right? So the family, a lot of times, like, parents my age, like my parents in their 80s, they're always like, what is this? Like, this is crazy. So they're not always excited about their children doing that. So then after they tell their parents, they go out, they look for a wedding gown, the tuxedo, they go get the rings, just like an actual wedding. They go get all of this stuff and they prepare for the wedding. Now, the catch is you don't know who your partner is going to be until you get to the altar. That's why I'm like, reality show dating, like, is this what we doing now? That's why I put in the caption, is this what we really doing now? Like, are people, I don't want to say desperate, but are we looking for love so badly that we would do certain things like this, or are people doing it? I think a few people that were on there, they were doing it just to be on a reality show, to be honest. But for the most part, when people are on there, they look like they are really, really looking for love. And I'm just like, wow, this is serious. Like, if this is what it's come to. So anyway, they get to the altar, and you don't get to see that person until the door opens, right? The door opens of the church or whatever they're in. I don't know if it's a church or not, but wherever they are, when the doors open and they start walking down the aisle, and the man is waiting up front for the bride. They have the bridesmaids. It's just a real wedding, and it's actually a legal wedding, and they have to be in this for 8 weeks, okay? And so they're actually going down the aisle and for the first time seeing the person that they're going to marry. And once they get to the altar, sometimes they'll be like, "What's your name?" or "You're cute," or whatever. Like, "Hi," and they go through the whole ceremony, which to me is crazy. But they go through the ceremony, and then after they go, when they do the part, and I should know this because now I can marry people, so I should kind of have this memorized. But it's like, you may now kiss your bride, and so sometimes they'll ask, can I kiss you? Or they may kiss them on the cheek or something like that, kiss them on the hand or whatever. And some of them just go for it and just kiss, and they don't even know the person. That's the part that gets me. Like, I can't, I can't swap and spit like that. Can't, nah, I can't do that. So especially if I don't know you. And so so then after that they have a the big party. Everybody's there. They going in there to celebrate at the wedding party and dancing, and and of course different people have different cultures and customs, and so they may do something according to their custom. um but anyway, they have the party. They go back there, they celebrate, they dance, and then after that they go to a hotel. I'm telling y'all this. I actually love this show. They go to the hotel. They talk to each other, and mind you, these are two strangers. They don't know each other, so they go to the hotel. Oftentimes now, if you've been married, and I've only been married once, but I will tell you something. That wedding dress is a mess to try to get off by yourself. So you definitely need somebody to help you to unzip your dress, depending on what kind of dress you had. I needed somebody to help me unzip my dress because it was a lot. And so a lot of times they'll say, can you help me unzip my dress? And they'll help them down, to just the middle of the back, and then they go in there and change. And there's only one bed. So they come back, they get in the bed with each other. Some of them talk, some of them make an instant connection, which I think is weird, but they make an instant connection. Some of them actually consummate the marriage. Now, for those of you who don't know what the word consummate means, it means they have sex. Okay, some of them just go ahead and have sex that night. But hey, Dr. E, but I'm like, I don't see, me personally, I couldn't be on those shows. First of all, because I am not willing to walk down the aisle to meet somebody that I don't know. And then we going to party and we're asking questions while everybody's talking to each other. We're dancing in between, still asking each other questions, trying to get to know each other. Then we going in the room, sleeping in the same bed and trying to swap spit and stuff like that. Nah, Lady J can't do that. That's a little bit too much for me. Maybe it's the era that I was born in, but that yeah, you can't do that. So, but anyway, a lot of them, that first night they go in there and have sex, and you know what, they can, because legally they are married, so they can have sex if they want to. I mean, hey, and they're adults, they can do what they want to do. So after that, they pack them up. They send them off to always a beautiful place where they go for their honeymoon, right? And so they go on their honeymoon. What she say? She said, period. I know, Tanika. So anyway, they pack them up. They go on their honeymoon, and they always have a fabulous time on the honeymoon, because this is not real. That's not real life. You out here, it's like a fairy tale. Everything that's happened thus far is like a fairy tale for them. So they having a good time. They loving each other. Some of them are even telling each other, and this is like day 2 or 3. They're telling each other, I think I'm falling in love with you. I think I love you. You're the perfect person. First of all, nobody's perfect. You're not going to fall in love like that. Like it's just not real. It's not real. So, so Margaret Davis said, Margaret Davis, what she say? I gotta get my glasses. I can't. I gotta get my glasses. I'm sorry, y'all. I got it. I left them downstairs. But anyway, so they go on their honeymoon. So after the honeymoon, they spend 5 days, right? I'm talking about Married at First Sight for any of y'all that have watched it. So anyway, they go on their honeymoon. After the honeymoon, they have to come back and go to each other's place, because they want to see how the other person lives. And then the Pastor Cal and Dr. Pepper, and I forgot the other lady's name that's on there. But anyway, Pastor Cal, he's like the kind of counselor for them. Y'all can hire me if you want to, because I can do that now too, because I'm a fan. And so, but they had Pastor Cal, he's the counselor. Dr. Pepper is a social worker, and the other lady, she's like a not like a she's like a some kind of therapist, sex therapist or something like that. But anyway, So they all, they're actually guiding them through the whole process. In between, you see them coming over and talking to them. And so what happens is, those three people find an apartment for all of the couples to go to, and all of the couples are in the same apartment building. They're normally beautiful condos that they send them to. And this is when the real, when you see real people, you go and you see how they live and stuff like that. And so, sometimes people have gone to the person's house and they like, you kind of messy, you kind of dirty. The one lady, her house, she had cats everywhere, and the guy was just like, he's not a cat person. He's like, I'm just not a cat person, but okay, we're gonna try to make this work. Some of them get together. The other person may not like dogs, and that person, if you're a dog lover, you're a dog lover. Like, the dog goes where I go. Like, the couple that's on there now, she's like, the dog sleeps in the bed with me. So, the dog is going to be sleeping in between us in the bed. And so after they see how each other lives, they start packing up their stuff. Now, this one couple, let me tell you about the one couple that's on there right now. He had a bed bug infestation in his house, in his apartment. And it was so bad that the lady that he's married to, I'm not even lying. Y'all can go back and look at it. She had to put on a hazmat suit, both of them, hazmat suit, face covered, everything covered, to go in there to help him pack his stuff. Now, see, for me, Lady J, that would have been the end of the road for me, because, bro, something is not right. If I got to put a hazmat suit on to come into your place to help you, throw stuff away. And then he was talking about, like, he really didn't want to throw stuff away. He wanted to try to keep some of his stuff. And she's like, you got to throw that away. And he had some issues with it. But I'm like, if we're coming together, you got bed bugs, like, bro, no, 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 that ain't gonna work. So this might say nasty. I know, James, that is nasty. Like, I was like, what was going on in his house? Oh, the name of the show is Married at First Sight. That's one of the reality shows I'm talking about. But James, I don't know, like, what the heck was going on? And the thing about it, his landlord was calling him while they were on the honeymoon to say, look, you gotta go, because you got bed bugs in here, and your place is infested, so you gotta go. So he wasn't very happy when he came back, because he couldn't, like, jump right into what everybody else was doing, because they had to put the hazmat suits on and go clean up over at the dirty. Yeah, go clean up over there. But I was like, she gotta really like him, because, see, I don't do bugs and rodents and stuff. No, when I saw that, I'm like, no, you something ain't right. So anyway, they went through all of that, got that straight. So everybody now goes to their to this one apartment building where the condos are at, and so they can all still talk to each other and mingle, because this is something that, where you need a support system. And so, they're all in the same place. So now everybody's in their apartment, and they have to do this for 8 weeks. And what happens is that you start to see people breaking down. Now, this one couple, and this time around, they have three African American couples, I think, are on there. But at the end of the whole process, after the 8 weeks, they get to say whether they want to stay married or if they want to get a divorce. And like I said, they are legally married. So it's not like they can just say, all right, see, these people are legally married. And the one thing that I think people don't understand when they go into these situations is that it works on your emotions. It works on you physically, mentally, for those who go to church, spiritually, because you're dealing with another human being, and you're dealing with somebody that you don't know. And all of this, I don't know what just happened. Is the, because y'all know I got to check. Is the wind blowing it hard? Something just hit the window. I don't know what that was. Oh, well, Jesus, protect, protect. So I don't know what that was. It was loud too. But anyway, so um, what was I saying? Oh, so so they're in the house, right? They're in the house, they're in the apartment with everybody, and with their, with all of their friends and stuff. And so all of a sudden, you start seeing people just like the real them is coming out. The person that you saw on the honeymoon, you realize that they're not really that person that you thought they were. Um, Oh, somebody said I need to come over there. The wind is going crazy. I hate the wind. It's blowing everywhere. Oh, so it's the wind. Okay. See, I can't. Hey, John, I can't. I didn't hear, but I'm telling you, it hit the window back here like somebody was coming through it. That's why y'all saw me stop and turn around like, what the heck? Because in Baltimore City, you got to watch and be ready to duck at all times. So listen, so anyway, these people, it's this one couple, Elijah Wan, right? That's his real name. His name is Elijah Wan. And I knew, and this is the thing, this is why I say I love watching people, because God has given me the gift to be able to watch people. He's given me the gift of discernment. Watching Elijah Wan at the wedding, I was going to say the funeral. Watching Elijah One at the wedding, I was saying to myself, now this young man is a little off. He's 29 years old, right? And so I said to myself, now he's a little off. And the reason I said he was a little off is because of the way that he was acting, the things that he was saying. All of a sudden, he's in love with his wife, right? All of a sudden, what she say? The wind just blew this lady's wig off, and she trying to catch it. James, I'm gonna get you. James is always saying something. Oh my goodness, James is hilarious. And so, but yeah, so Elijah one, he was the one. After they got married, they kept saying, my wife is beautiful. I got a beautiful wife. I love my wife. I don't let it. He was just going on and on. I said, now see, he doing too much, because he is close to almost saying like I love my wife, or I think I love my wife. Mm-mm. And so I knew he was going to be a problem. And wouldn't it come down to it at this last episode? And I felt so sorry for. I forgot the young lady that the name that she's with. Y'all, I'm getting old. But I forgot the young lady's name. But I felt so bad for her, because he came in and he was like, after 2 or 3 days of being at the house, this ninja, and I almost said the other word. Let me stop. Let me slow down, because I really got mad at him. But anyway, he came in and he was telling her, he want to come home to a home cooked meal, like he want his food in front of him and all this kind of stuff. And I'm looking at him like, boy, she's working, she works from home and he goes out to work. And he was saying how he works out and all of that. And I think she's a beautiful young lady, she really is. And so she has really been trying to meet his needs. And the thing that I saw in her, see, this is why I'm in the field that I'm in. I know that God put me in this field, because when I was looking at her, I said, this girl has been hurt, because every time he says something to her, she do like this. She wants to say something and she be like, and she looks around. And see, those are signs that you didn't have some trauma going on in your life. And so she look around, and then she said, well, okay, well, I'm going to try to cook. I'm going to try to do that for you. Now, here's the thing. If I'm working and you working, it may not be no home cooked meals every single day. And that's what that little ninja needs to understand. He's sitting at the table waiting for her. She went to the grocery store and she said, she's 29. She said, I'm only used to shopping for myself. But she said, now I gotta learn how to shop for my husband. So she's in there buying food and everything that she does. This last episode, Elijah Wan was complaining about it, down to the point that he said something to her. I wanted to come through that screen and slap him sideways, because he told her, I have to see if you are wife material. I said, you little ninja, you got a nerve with your I know he on medication. I already know it because he said he was not bipolar, but ADHD or something. You on meds. So maybe it was a day when he didn't take his meds. I'm not really sure. But she broke down and she cried. And I felt so bad for her because she really, everything that, and this is what I was talking about the other day when I was doing my show, and I was talking about narcissists, because that young man is a narcissist. And he built her up and made her feel so good, picking her up. You got my back, I got your back, blah, blah, blah. He did everything that I said in my video, a couple, whatever day it was, when I did the video on narcissistic behavior. He is a narcissist, and all he's doing now is tearing her down. And what, mark my words, the next episode and the next episode that comes, he's going to be building her up and telling her how great she is and tearing her back down again. This is why I said, see, I couldn't be on a reality show, because Elijah Wan would have been up on the ceiling. I first would have put Elijah Wan, I would have hit Elijah Wan so hard that his head would have hit that wall over there. And then after I get you Elijah Wan from there and I get you down on the floor, then you're gonna really feel the wrath telling me I got a seat. Man, I was so mad when he said that. So anyway, moving on to this other couple. His name is her name is Noi. I don't know why I can't remember the names, but anyway, they're Asian. It's an Asian couple, and this dude, he don't want to go to work. He think he's supposed to just run free, like he's a free spirit, and he doesn't want to be tied down with a job. So her thing is, now she's like, okay, I'm feeling a little nervous now. They have already told each other they love each other. What is this, like week 2? I think this is week 2. So they've already told each other that they love each other. But when she goes into the confessional, she's nervous because she's like, if we have children or we're trying to advance in our lives, like, he does not want to go to work. He just want to kind of get along, and see. Another reason why I can't do it, because I would have to show him the door, bro. You got to go to work. You can't be sitting up here talking about let me figure it out, but you want to eat today too. Oh no, it don't work. And you want to flip the light switch and make sure the lights still come on today. It don't work like that. You got to go to work, and it's got to be 2 paychecks. When I go out the door, you got to go out the door too, and you should be staying out there a little bit longer because you're the man of the house. But that's a whole nother subject. So I don't know what she's going to do, because see, for me, I guess it's like I said, I guess it's an age thing, because I want to eat. I want to have my lights on. I ain't trying to walk up in here and have a notice on the door because something ain't paid. And I just have a feeling that this guy, because he said something in his confessional that he hasn't said anything, that he has not said to her. Freeloader, exactly. He said in his confessional that I don't know if I'm ready to give up my lifestyle to do what she wants me to do because she wants me to go to work. Is that a crime to go to work now? See, again, this is why I couldn't go. But let me just stick to what I'm what I'm talking about. So I was a little annoyed with him. Who else was it? Oh, and then the hazmat couple. These two, all they do is argue and fuss back and forth with each other. I ain't even gonna spend no time with them because they hazmat people, they bed bug people. I ain't gonna spend no time with them. I ain't gonna talk about them. But anyway, that's the show. Um, oh, and it's another couple, another little cute couple on there. Um, they're African American couple, and she's very mature for her age. Like, she's 29 going on 80. She's just a little too rigid, and she just acts old. She acts too old for her age. And but her husband has lost several people in his family back to back, and he has not dealt with that pain, so he doesn't know how to communicate, and so that's the big issue with them. So that's called Married at First Sight. I couldn't do it, but that's another reality dating show. If y'all want to call in and say something, it's 443-297-4753. I couldn't do it. And so the other show that I watched, let me see, I did Ready to Love, Married at First Sight. The other show is 90 Day Fiance. Y'all, I don't know if y'all watch 90 Day Fiance. But 90 Day Fiance is, they got 90 Day Fiance, they got 90 Days the other way. So 90 Day Fiance is about people who live in the States and they talk to people abroad, across the seas. And then they get their passports and everything together and they go over there and they can spend 90 days with them. And after the 90 days, they're eligible to get married. And then they also will pay for them, do all of their paperwork, which takes a few years to try to get them to come over here. So this show, 90 Day Fiance, I started watching this a while back. And I'm just amazed at the lengths that people will go through to get a man or a woman. I ain't dating nobody overseas. I ain't paying for you to come over here. I ain't paying to go see you. Like, I'm just not doing it, you know. And I watch this show and you see women, some of them are my age. You see them like giving up, they're selling stuff. This one lady sold everything in her house so she could go over to India to be with her fiance, only to get over to India and find out he's still married. Because in their culture, they don't believe in divorce. And so he had not divorced his wife. And he wasn't expecting her to get over there so soon. So she's over there and they went through their whole thing. You know, I felt really bad for her because she had just sold everything. But when you're like 50 something years old, you should know a little better. You know, you should know a little bit better. But to each his own, because I say I let grown people do what grown people do, but to each his own. So her name is Jenny. Jenny went over there, and finally he did divorce his wife, but he had to go through a lot with his family to divorce his wife because his parents was not having it, and in that culture they are very respectful towards their parents. I love it. They're so respectful to their parents, and so but 90 Day Fiance is interesting because people, you know, we live in the States and we have all the amenities and everything that we want here, and they give it up and they go to these third world countries where it's really nothing there, and they get over there and they try to fit into the culture and it doesn't always work. And then the other show is 90 Days 90 Day Fiance, 90 Days the Other Way, where they come over to the States and they can be over here for 90 days. And after 90 days, if, you know, visas and everything are in order, they can get married. A lot of them come over here and them jokers come over here. They be like, see ya. And they are gone. It's not funny, but they get here and they like, wow, it's more to life than him, or it's more to life than her. They start meeting other people and they love it here and they like see you, they cheating, doing all kinds of other stuff. And I just feel like with all of these reality shows, you really put your emotional um, mind on the you put it on the line, you put everything on the table, and people, I've seen people just they look crushed, they're crying, they're, especially on Married at First Sight, they're crying. But I'm like, what do y'all expect? You're going into something with people that you do not know. So what do you expect? I don't get it. I don't get it. But like I said, would you do it? Would you go on a show, on a reality dating show? Would you do it? There's another show. I'm trying to think of it. What was it? Oh. This show I just recently started watching, y'all. This show is about it's about what is it called? Okay, come on, Jesus, help me. The show is called oh my goodness, I'm sorry, y'all, I gotta look it up on my phone. This show is crazy, okay? This show is crazy. Because these are married couples who are having serious problems. I mean, some of them are on the brink of divorce. And man, what is that show called? What is it called? It's gonna come to me. Oh, 7 year switch. That's what it's called. 7 year switch. And some of these people, y'all, they are on. I got, my phone is dying. Let me put my charger in. Some of these people are on the brink of divorce, and so what they do is they go. One of the ladies. One of the ladies that used to be on Married at First Sight, she's on 7-year switch right now. So it's her, and it's a relationship expert. So these couples actually apply. Listen to this. They apply for this particular show. Now, they are married. I'm talking about married, like 15, 20 years, 10, 12, all of that. Like they married for real. And they actually apply to be on the show to go spend 3 weeks with another person's spouse. And there's only one bed in the house. And they go to a house that's not either of theirs. It's a house that the experts pick again, but there's only one bed. Y'all, let me tell you something. I don't know what, I don't know. But anyway, I started watching this show because, again, I love the dynamics of people, the communication, the talk, just to see how people interact and like, where you going with this? And so it's called 7-Year Switch, African American couples, white couples on there. And what they didn't know is they're with each other's spouse. So it's like 4 couples. It's 4 couples, but they don't know that like they're with their wife has been switched with the other man. They just thinking, we just 4 couples. So for 3 weeks, they're in the house. Again, it's another fantasy because they give them a beautiful house to be in. And what the experts do is they listen at what problems you're having with your spouse. What is it that you all are dealing with? What's troubling you? They listen to all of that. And then they find the man or the woman who is doing all of the things that you're complaining about. And they put you in the house with that person. You have to be there for 3 weeks. You have to take off your wedding rings. You have to take them off, your wedding band. And you two have to put on the wedding bands that the experts now give you. And you are married to each other for 3 weeks. Now, makes no sense to me, but hey, it's working. These people, they got jobs now. The both of the people that are on there, the experts, they have jobs now. But I'm just like, what in the world? And so as I'm watching it, you start seeing the couples really like they are like really getting into this other person because I like the one. A few of them have said, I don't even want to go home after 3 weeks. I'm liking being with him. I'm like, well, is this adultery? I don't know if it's adultery because they didn't have sex as far as what we could see on the camera. But some of them was getting really close to each other. I mean, they were, and see, this is the thing, because you can have emotional intimacy with somebody without being physically active. Okay, I'm trying to word it in a way in case the kids are in the room. So you can be emotionally intimate with somebody and emotionally connected with somebody without laying in the bed under the sheets. And those are the things that I saw happening with 2 of the couples where they were having that emotional connection to the point that when they came back home to their spouses, the one man was calling the experts like, look, every time I turn around, she's talking about him. She's talking about what they did, what he said, where they went. He was like, I'm tired of hearing that. I need y'all to come back and talk to us. And then they had to talk them through that. But I'm just like, what do you expect, grown people, when you put yourself into these situations? Like, what do you expect? The thing that tripped me out was when they went in the house, because I'm thinking it's maybe like, 3 bedrooms or whatever. 1 bedroom, 1 bed. So they had to instantly decide, are we going to lay in this bed together or am I going to go downstairs and sleep on the sofa? And one couple was just like, the one lady, she was like, you can lay here if you want to. The other guy, he said it too. He said, you can lay down here if you want to. And like I said, from what we could see, I don't think that they did anything. I don't know. But anyway, it was interesting. And so those are the four shows that I'm watching right now that I tune into because I really, like I said, I love seeing the dynamics of people. And it's just interesting to me where people's minds are that you would go to certain lengths to do things. Now, I know that we all want to have some uh, um, intimacy, love, hugs, kisses, and all of that. But going with a stranger, that's a bit much for me. I don't know, which I think. But anyway, I just wanted to come on and talk about reality show dating because I don't know if anybody is watching those shows, but they're very interesting. Sometimes really entertaining. But there have been times on a couple of the Married at First Sight shows where things got really serious, and both couples, um, both partners were arrested. They have filed charges on each other. So they're you know it's a fine line, and you got to be really careful in being on these shows because again you're dealing with another person on paper and all of these connections that the expert says that they're doing as far as bringing people together. Yeah, you can do that, but you don't get to see the real person until you're in that house up close and personal, living with them, and then you get to see who they really are. And so I'm going to be watching. The new seasons have come out, so I'm going to be watching just to see where this goes. I'm already making my predictions about who's going to leave and who's going to go. At the end of, there are some couples from Married at First Sight who decided to stay married, and they're still married. They have children, and it worked for them. For the most part, it doesn't work. For the most part, the people, some of them stay together and they divorce later on. For the most part, it has not worked. It's a reality show. Okay. Um, the Ready to Love show, for the most part, has not worked. It's a reality show. They make a connection. At the end of that show, they get to decide who they really, really want to be with, who they're ready to love and move on with, and then they do the part where everybody comes back together. All the cast comes back together, and they talk to each other, and they laugh it up. You find out who's together, who stayed together, who didn't. Most of the time, it doesn't work. It's a reality show, so be very careful. Like if it comes your way, and you decide that you may want to do it. Some people do it for fun, but I am so protective when it comes to my emotions and my mental state, um, that I wouldn't open myself up to anything like that. And especially in front of the camera for the whole world to see. I just wouldn't do it. Maybe it's just me. But anyway, y'all, it was good talking to y'all tonight. I just wanted to drop by and talk about these reality dating shows. Stay tuned this week. Listen, if you live in Baltimore, before I go, if you live in Baltimore, we have a comedy show that's coming up Saturday night from 8 to 11 p.m. out at Sully's. Please contact me if you need a ticket. I want to see you there. I want to say hi to you. I want to take a picture with you. You can call me at 443-297-4753. Get your tickets. The show is going to be funny. We got some funny comedians that are going to be on there on Saturday night, so you don't want to miss it. So y'all have a good night. Thank you so much for joining me. Like, this was fun. I don't always want to come on talking about real heavy stuff. So tonight was kind of light, where I just wanted to have fun and just talk about these here reality shows. Because I'm like, is it really that serious? Like, when you got to go find somebody. I know they said wait. I guess people tired of waiting for Boaz, because people are like, listen, let me go find my man, my woman, let me go get her. But I'm gonna tell you, the Bible says, "He who findeth a woman findeth a good thing." So I'm gonna sit here and wait on Jesus. That's what I'm gonna do. Maybe somebody might come and maybe they won't, but either way, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good either way. Have a good night. Stay away from the windows and the wind. And whoever it was, your wig blew off. I hope you find it. I hope it ain't blow too far. All right, y'all. Have a good night.